Sheikh, the recording has started.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khayri khalqillahi ajma'een. Sayyidina wa nabiyyina wa maulana Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome once again to another UCT Arabic class, and today inshallah we will start with a new lesson, and that is lesson الدرس العاشر, the 10th lesson. So today inshallah we will start with the 10th lesson. So it says there, the context, the conversation is between Hamid and Muhammad. Hamid says, Man anta, who are you? So we know man means who, and we know anta means you. So who are you? And because we're dealing with this dhamir, this pronoun, we have to distinguish between two things. The first will be al-dhamir al-munfasil, which is a detached pronoun. And that we done so far was ana, anta, anti, huwa, and hiya. We done these before. And we said that ana means I, and anta means you, but for male, and anti means you for female. And huwa can either mean he or it, and hiya can either mean she or it. Depending if you're speaking to, a person, you'll say he or she. And if you're referring, you're referring to an object, then you'll be it. Then you get something as al-dhamir al-muttasil, the attached pronoun. And in the attached pronoun, you get the ya, the kaf, the kaf. So this will be ka and ki and hu and ha. And when you have this ya at the end of the word, it will mean my. The kaf at the end of the word, it will mean your, but for male. And the kaf at the end of the word, it will be your for female. So it will be ka for male and ki for female. And the hu will be his, and the ha will be her. So just remember that you get those two. You get the al-dhamir al-munfasil, the detached pronoun, and al-dhamir al-muttasil. So far we were busy with the al-dhamir al-munfasil, the detached pronoun, like anta and ana, they're all detached, meaning there's nothing attached to it. So how does this muttasil work, this attached pronoun work? So you see the word here, kitab. Kitabun means a book. And you add the ya to it, and we see the ya means my. So if you add the ya to it, then it will be kitabi. Kitabi. This ya makes, basically this ya makes this dhamma become a kasra. So it is kitabi, which means my book. It only makes, only the ya will make the dhamma become a kasra. So look at the next one, kitabun plus the ka. And we see the ka means your. And so kitabuka, it becomes kitabuka, which means your book, which is for a male. So by adding the ka to the word kitab, you are making it mean your book. The next one, the ki, which is for female, which means your for female. So kitab plus the ki becomes kitabuki, your book, which is for female. Kitabun plus the hu becomes kitabuhu, which means his book, because the hu we said means his. And kitabun plus the ha becomes kitabuha, which means her book, because you said the ha means her. If you see, and if you look at the pronoun when it's attached to the word, so we can see it's attached to the word. we see that the word before it had two, like for this example here, it had two case endings, but it has one case ending when it's attached. Why? Because when it is attached, it is mudaf ilayh construction. Mudaf ilayh construction. Remember we've done this before. Mudaf ilayh construction has three things in it. The first is that it will not have al. The second, it will only have one case ending. And the third is that the word at the end will get a kasra. But these damirs, these pronouns, all of them, they are mabni. We done mabni before. It can't change it all. So it is in place of the kasra. So you can't actually see it as a kasra. And we know the mudaf will only have one case ending, and therefore it only gets one case ending. Like sayyara to her car, because you know ha means her. It only gets one case ending because in mudaf it only gets one case ending. So all we have to know is that if there's a ya, we speak about my. If it's a kaf, so if it's a ya, we speak about my. If it's a kaf, we speak about your. If it's a, sorry, when you say kaf, I have to about you. The ka is for male and the key is for female. If it is a who, they are all attached. When they are detached, they have different meanings, because when they're attached, they, in a sentence, you will see, for example, هذه سيارتي, سيارتي. We see the T and we think of my. So هذه means this, سيارتي, سيارة means car, and my. So this is my car. Very simple. If you just remember this, that when you join the damir al-muttasil, the attached pronoun, just remember it's only, the word before it gets only one case ending. And for the ya, the word before it will get a kasra, but for all the others, it will stick to its same case ending, but it will only get one of them. Okay, so just remember that for now, you will see it come up in the text. So Hamid since man anta, so anta means you, so who are you? Hamid, Muhammad replies by saying, Ana talibun bil jami'ati. So here we learn something new. Bil jami'ati, the ba is known as the ba, which implies, which promotes al-iltihaq. Al-iltihaq means to be part of. So the ba, says that the thing is part of whatever is attached to. So in this instance, if you look up, what we have, ana talibun means I am a student. This is the mubtada and this is the khabar. I am a student. Bi means at. So we're saying that I am a student at al-jami, at the university. But the ba here will actually state that we are part of the university. So we're saying ana talibun bil jami'ati. I am a student at the university. Hamidun then replies by saying, so remember there's a conversation between, firstly, Hamid and Muhammad. So Hamid now replies by saying, Anta talibun jadidun. Are you a new student? Remember, this is a mawsuf and a sifa. How do we know? We see this before. When it's a mawsuf, then they have to agree in certain things. And one of them, it will not have al, and they will have the same case ending. So there's no al there. Same case ending, same gender, and same adad, same number. So ana talibun jadidun, I'm a new student. Muhammad then replies, Naam ana talib, sorry, Hamid asks, Anta talibun jadidun, are you a new student? And then Muhammad replies by saying, Naam, yes, ana talibun jadidun, I am a new student. Habinun replies by saying, Min aina anta, from where are you? Muhammad replies by saying, Ana min al-Hindi, I am from India. Hamid in reply by saying, Masmuka. And now we remember the ka. The ka means your. So is Masmuka mean ma is what? We've done this before. Ma means what? What is your name? So masmuka will mean what is your name, because you said ka, and remember we said ka is for the male. So you are speaking to a male by saying masmuka, what is your name? So if you speak to a male, you say masmuka. And if you speak to a female, we can attach the female one to it. So it will be masmuki if you are speaking to a female. But you are speaking to a male now, and Muhammad is a male, therefore we're saying masmuka. Muhammad then replies by saying, Ismi. Again, the ya we said means my. So it is Ismi, my name is. So remember, whenever you see the attached, you just put that pronoun in front of the word. So this here, the ya will be for my, but you put it in front, so it will be my name. Ismun is name. So my name, Muhammadun, is Muhammad. Hamid replies by saying, or says, وَمَنْ هَذَا الْفَتَى? And who is this? Fata means a young lad. So who is this, or young boy? When who is this young boy? الَّذِي, who مَعَكَ is with you. So مَعَكَ, ma'a means with, and the ka means you. Okay. And so here we see sometimes it will actually mean you, or sometimes it will mean your. But in this instance, it means you. And it means your when you're speaking about possession, something's, for example, possessing something else. But in this instance, it means you, ma'aka, with you. Huwa zamili. Zamili, again, the ya, we think of my. Huwa, we know huwa means he. So who is zamili? My peer. So he is my peer or my colleague, depending on how you want to translate it as. So huwa zamili, he is my peer. Hamidun, ahuwa aydan min al-Hindi. Is he? Aydan means also, min al-Hindi, from India. La huwa min al-Yabani. No, this means no. Huwa, he is min al-Yabani, from Japan. Masmu, who, we know who means is. So ma, we know it means what. So what is his name? So remember, we see who, we think of his. Ismu, who, again, his name is Hamza too. And remember, we spoke about this before. We said that if a male name, or any name for that matter, has a ta marbuta at the end, it will only get one case ending. So Hamza too, it is a male name, but it has a ta marbuta. It is feminine in structure, and if it gets one case ending. Hamidun says, ma lughatuka. Ka means your. Remember, lughatuka, what? We know ma means what. Lugha means language. So what is your, because of the ka, language, and you're speaking to a male, we are speaking to Muhammad. So ma lughatuka, what is your name? Sorry, lugha means language. Language, not name, language. I was thinking of the top one. Ma lughatuka, what is your language? Muhammad then replies by saying lughati. The ya means my. So lughati, my language. Al-Urdiyya, Urdu. My language is Urdu. Hamid then says, Ahiya lughatun sahlatun. So lughatun sahlatun, again, it is a mawsuf, which is the lugha, and the sifa, which is the description, is the sahlatun. Ahiya lughatun sahlatun, is it an easy, sahlatun means easy, language, lugha. Na'am hiya, it. So we said that hiya can mean she, or it can mean it. If it's referring to an object or something, this instance is referring to the word language. So na'am hiya, it. is لغة سهلة, again موصوف and صفة. وحمزة ما لغته, his, again we think of his when you look at the who. ما means what, وحمزة and Hamza, what is his language? لغته, his language, اليابانية, Japanese. So his language is Japanese. وهي لغة صعبة, and it is, so here's the Japanese, it's very hard to understand this. Therefore, وهي, and it is لغة, language, صعبة, difficult, so a difficult language. And this is here اللغة اليابانية, this is لغة اليابانية on top there. حامد then asks, أين أبوك يا محمد? Okay, so here we learn something new. This is known as, some people call it the abnormal nouns. There's about a few in the Arabic language. There's about, some say 5, some say 6, but so far we are introduced in this chapter to 2. And the 2 in this chapter, in this lesson, will be, or is, akhun and abun. Akhun means brother, and abun means father. So abun and akhun. When akhun is joined to the dhamir, the attached pronoun, the ya, then it becomes akhi. And we know this. Akhi will mean, again, the ya will be my. So akhi will be my brother. Abun bas the ya will be abi, and this will mean my father. Okay. But when you attach it to something else, when you attach it to a pronoun or to a word other than the ya, then you have to add a waw between it. So when ab or akh are mudaf, then a waw will be added. So remember, we see that the pronouns, attached pronouns, are mudaf. The pronoun is mudaf ilayhi, and the thing attached to it will be mudaf. So abun paska will be abuka. We're adding this wow, because there are mudaf ilayhi constructions. This abu is mudaf, and the kaf is mudafun ilayhi. Again, akhun plus the ka will be akhuka, mudaf ilayhi. So we put the waw between it. Here we have Abu Muhammad, the father of Muhammad, mudaf ilayhi construction, and we see we're adding the waw. So when we join them to any of the dhamirs, the attached them, we add the waw. In other words, it will be Abi, Abuka, Abuki, Abuhu, Abuha. Akhi, Akhuka, Akhuki, Akhuhu, and Akhuha. So just remember when you attach them. And in this instance, we have Abuka, because you're attaching to the kaf, it's the mudaf here, and then we have to add the waw. So Aina Abuka, where is your father? Ya Muhammadun, Ya Muhammadu, or Muhammad. Muhammad replies by saying Abi. We see it again when it comes on the ya, it's just Abi, but the only time you put the waw there, if you add it to if you attach it to anything else. So if it's the ya, then it stays the same like in other word. So Abi, my father, you see my ya, fil Kuwait, is in Kuwait. Well, tabibun shahirun, he is, again, mawsuf and sifa, huwa, he is, tabibun shahirun, he is a famous doctor. Tabibun is doctor. Wa aina ummuka, again, ka, we're speaking about your, and we're speaking about a male. So wa aina ummuka, and where is your mother? Muhammadun replies by saying, Hiya aydan fil Kuwaiti. Hiya aydan fil Kuwaiti. She is also fil Kuwaiti, in Kuwait, ma'a abi, with the ya, again, is my, with my father. Hiya mudarrisatun hunaka. She is a teacher there. Hamid then says, أذهبت إلى الكويت يا محمد. Have you gone? We see this before. ذهب. ذهب means he went. And ذهبت, the ta refers to the person you're speaking to. So ذهبت, did you go? إلى الكويت, to Kuwait, أو محمد. Muhammad replies, نعم ذهبت. Yes, I went. So when you have ذهب means he went. ذهبت. Now we're adding a ta. ذهبت. Did you go? Or have you went? But did you go? And then we have ذهبت. I did go, I went. So if you have the ta, it is speaking to someone, you, and you have the to, speaking to I, and if you say ذهب, it means he. With nothing there, it means he. So here we have ذهبت. The ta, we're speaking to you, and it is male. So ذهبت, did you go إلى الكويت يا محمد أو محمد? نعم ذهبت. The to means I. Yes, I went. حامد وزميلك. So we know it's ka, it means you. وزميلك, and your peer or your colleague. أين أبوه? Again, the who, we said, if abu is added, is attached to a pronoun, is مضاف إليه, the pronoun مضاف إليه construction, you put the wow there. So أين أبوه, and where is his father? محمد أبوه في اليابان. His father is in Japan. هو تاجر كبير. He is a big merchant. حامد ألك أخ يا محمد. Okay, now we learn something new. We're going to learn لك. We've done this before, and we said لك. We said, for example, we said هذا لمحمد. So هذا لمحمد, we said, means هذا means this belong to Muhammad. Okay, that li is lam tamlik, is the lam of possession. But there are words that sound the same like this lam. So for example, هذا لمحمد, this belongs to Muhammad. But you can actually use this lam to mean something else, to mean to own or to have. So you can, for example, say li yadun, which means I have a hand. Yadun means hand. Li akhun, I have a brother. But very important to note that you get another word like inda, and inda means have as well, or with. It means have or with, and it's used for things that can be separable, things that can be separated from you. For example, indi qalamun and indi baytun. So just to explain this more in detail, if something can separate from you, then you use the word inda, which means with or have. So for example, indi qalamun, because I can have a pen and I can separate from a pen. A body part and a relative generally can't separate from you, and therefore you have to use li. So li yadun. You can't say indi yadun. You can't say I have a hand, because your hand will stay with you. So it is li yadun. Relative, li akhun. I have a brother, because a brother, it's yours, your brother. You can't separate from you, brother. Also ownership. If you own something, so if you say li qalamun, I own this pen, so it's yours. you own it. So at least I may steal from you, but it's yours. If you say indi qalamun, it means you have a pen, but doesn't mean you own a pen. A pen maybe might be next to you, but doesn't mean you own it. So the difference of li is something can't be separated from you either because you own it, it's your relative, or your body part. But indi is something can't separate from you. So if someone asks you, "Indaka kitabun," do you have a book? And you don't have a book. Sorry, you don't own a book. And if you say, "La ma indi kitabun," I don't have a book. But you might have a book next to you, but it's not your book. And if you can say, "Indi kitabun," I have a book, but it doesn't mean it's your book. But if you had to say, "Li kitabun," it means you own a book. It's your book to own. So when you look at the li, it is used for ownership, for relatives, and body parts. And in that, meaning we are using both to mean have and to mean have, to translate as have. So inda can mean with or have. But if we use the have meaning, then inda will be for those things that are separable, and li will be for your body parts or your relatives and something you own. So li yadun, li ra'sun, I have a head. Li udhunun, and I have an ear. Li akhun, I have a brother. Li ukhtun, I have a sister. Li qalamun, I own a pen. Okay. And you say, indi qalamun, I have a pen, but doesn't mean I own it, and so forth. So that's very important to know. So if you look here, alaka akhun, in text, alaka akhun, do you have a brother? And now we know we're using the word laka because we can't use the word inda, because inda is for things that can be separated. And when you use, laka, it is for relatives, and akhun is a relative, it's a brother, and therefore we use the letter laka. So alaka akhun ya Muhammadu, do you have a brother? Oh Muhammad, na'am li akhun wahidun. So you will see, normally we've done this before, la and the li. The li we use if you have a ya after it. But anything else, it will be, so let's just do it nicely here. So la plus ya gives you li. But la plus aha will give you lahu. It says fatha. So la plus the yi gives you li. La plus the hu gives you a lahu. La plus, for example, a kaf will give you laka. So the only time it gets a kasra if it's by the ya. So the ya usually give the thing before it kasra. So na'am li akhun wahidun. Yes, I have one brother. Akhun wahidun. Again, mawsuf sifa. Ismuhu. The who is the his. So his name, Usama too, is Usama. Wa huwa ma'i, and he is with me. هنا في المدينة. Yeah, in Medina. Al-Munawwara, in the illuminated city. Wali, and I have ukhtun, a sister. We use li because it's relative. Wahidun, one sister. Ismuha, her name, Zainabu is Zainab, wa hiya fil Iraq. And she is in Iraq, ma'a zawjiha, with her husband. Wa zawjuha muhandisun, and her husband is a engineer. Hamidun, a'indaka sayyaratu ya akhi. So here we have inda. Why? Because sayyara is something that is not attached to you, and therefore you can use have. So a'indaka sayyaratu ya akhi. A'indaka sayyaratun ya akhi. Do you have a car? Oh akhi, oh my brother. Muhammad replies by saying, La ma indi sayyaratun. I do not have a car. Very important to note here that to reply to this, so the question was, أَعِنْدَكَ سَيَّارَةٌ يَا أَخِي? Do you have a car, oh my brother? He said, La. but you have to add ma as well. Ma indi sayyaratun. No, I do not have a car. Because if you don't put ma, if you don't say ma, because ma, yeah, if you can see in this example, a'indaka waraqun, do you have a paper? To answer correctly, you will say na'am, indi waraqun. Yes, I have a paper. La ma indi waraqun. No, ma indi waraqun will mean I do not have a paper. This ma makes that sentence that comes after it negative. It's known as ma nafi for negation, the ma of negation. So indi waraqun means I have a paper. So if I want to make this negative, I'll say I do not have a paper. So this ma makes that word comes after it become negative. So la, no, indi waraqun, no, I have a paper, but with ma becomes ma indi waraqun, I do not have a paper. So if you did not say that, if you did not say the ma here, then it doesn't make sense because Muhammadun la, he says no, I have a car. It doesn't make sense. You have to use the ma to make a sentence negative. No, I do not have a car. This ma is making that sentence negative. عندي دراجة. I have a دراجة, a bicycle. حمزة عنده سيارة. حمزة, he has a car. So it's very important to note that when you're speaking about, again, lam and indi, if you use inda, it does not mean that you don't own the thing. You might still own the thing, but if you use li, it means that you do own the thing. So when it says, for example, indi darajatun, I have a bicycle, it means he might own the bicycle, he has it. But if he had to use li, then we know for certain that he owns it. Hamzatu indahu sayyaratun. Hamza, he has a car. And just one more thing I want to explain before we end off, inshallah. The difference of ma'a and inda. Because inda, we said, means with, or it can mean have. And so if we say it means with, we have ma'a that means with as well. So what's the difference of ma'a and the difference of inda? Inda is a physical togetherness, and ma'a as well, it has a physical togetherness, but ma'a has one more meaning, which means it is a non-physical togetherness as well. For example, if someone had to ask, Afahimta, did you understand? Or, for example, yes, and the person says, Ana ma'ak, I'm with you, meaning that I'm with you with an understanding. So it doesn't mean I'm with you physically, I'm with you maybe with agreement, with you with support or with help. So by saying ma'ak. But when you use inda, it means that you are physically together. Another, meaning of the two different types here, the ma'a and inda. If you sample, if example, if you say, Ana ma'al mudir, it means I'm with the mudir. We done the meaning of that. I'm with the headmaster. Ana ma'al mudir. Let's change the sentence. Al-talibu ma'al mudir. The student is with the headmaster. So ma'a was used. That means they are together. But where are they together? We don't know. They can be together in the playground. They can be together in the classroom. They can be together in the office. But if you say al-talibu 'inda al-mudir, then it means that the student is at the mudir or with the mudir at the place where the mudir normally resides. So the mudir is normally, the headmaster is normally in the office. So when you say al-talibu 'inda al-mudir, it means the student is physically with the headmaster in the office. So that's just a different way of looking at the two of ma'a and inda, because both of them, it means with. So just to recap very quickly, in this lesson we spoke about the dhama'ir. We said we have a dhamir munfasil and a dhamir al-muttasil, the detached pronoun and the attached pronoun. The detached pronoun we have done before, and you can see it here. It is I, ana, you for male, anta, you for female, anti, and he or it will be huwa, and she and it will be hiya. Then we have the attached pronoun, and we see the attached pronoun is normally mudaf ilayh construction, and we see the ya will be my, the kaf will be your for male, for ka, and the kaf will be your for female, which is ki, and the hu will be his, and the ha will be her. Then you moved on, and we said that there are certain abnormal words, which is not abnormal. Some people call them abnormal words, but there are just certain words that when you make it mudaf, you have to add a letter. And akhun and abun is what we are introduced to in this lesson. So akhun plus the ya will be akhi, that stays the same, but anything else besides that, then we add something. So akhun plus the kaf will be akhuka. Abun plus the kaf will be abuka. And if you even attach it to something else like Abu Muhammadin, Akhu Khalidin, we still add the waw, we add that extra letter. And then we see that lam and inda, the difference of them. We see the lam, the li, for body parts, relatives, and ownership. And inda was things that can be separable, from you. And the ma'a and inda, we see that the one is physical togetherness plus as non-physical, and the other one is only physical togetherness. And lastly, and we spoke about the ba. We see the ba is to be part of something like ana talibun bil jami'a, I'm a student, at the university. With that, inshallah, I know this was a very long session. We will end off there, and inshallah, next week we'll start with the tamareen, the exercises, and we'll go through them, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. And with that, I will end off, and I will hand it over to Brother Abdullahi to take over, inshallah. Brother Abdullahi, are you there?
Yes, Sheikh.
Inshallah, I'll hand it over to you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran for this wonderful lesson. I'll now open the breakout rooms for if anyone would like to engage with a tutor. Inshallah. Shukran.